Well, I think you applauded the last panel a couple of times, but I would really like you to applaud them once more. And I'll let you know why. Because the topic of my speech is Enough Jargons, Let's Talk Marketing. And it was so refreshing to see a panel that is keeping the conversation so simple, focused on the customer. And as I talk through the presentation, Enough Jargons, Let's Talk Marketing, my goal would be to try and pick up some of these jargons and just talk about whether it's even possible to execute it, what it means and whether it's possible. And I'll try to refer to some of the wonderful things that they said So thanks for the opportunity. I hope you're having a great time, and let's get started here. So enough jargons, let's talk marketing. A quick introduction to Vizuri before that. We are headquartered in Bangalore. We have about 600 clients worldwide with offices across Asia Pacific and Latin America. Without getting into too much detail, I'll just give a one quick line summary. The panel before talked about omni-channel storytelling, and obviously the one thing, if there is one thing that can make that a reality, that's technology. And at Vizuri, our stated vision as a technology company is to make that a reality, right? So that's a very, very brief introduction to Vizuri. Great, so let's get started. Conversations in many industry forums and on many sort of industry journals has started to look like what you see on the screen there. Activate omni-channel marketing using your online and offline data across channels, including second screen engagement for personalized advertising that is powered by predictive analytics and is optimized with programmatic buying for a marketing strategy that works. So if you're looking at that sentence and going, yep, makes perfect sense to me, then there's no hope for you. Just kidding. But what I will do is, let's just pick some of these jargons here. Omni-channel marketing, online and offline data, second screen engagement, predictive analytics, and programmatic buying. And what I will try to do over the course of the next 15-20 minutes is just try and deconstruct that very quickly into something that I hope is actionable, right? So let's pick the first one. Let's de-jargonize with some straightforward use cases. Online and offline marketing. I think it was Sujit that mentioned in the earlier panel that despite a lot of the transactions happening online, I think 60% was the number that he quoted, the consumer is extremely clear that there is very much a need for offline channels as well, because that could be one of the medium where the customer wants to interact with your brand, right? So offline and online marketing really is about two things. One is the ability to bring together your online and offline customer touch points onto one platform and getting a 360-degree view of the customer, right? And number two, it's about therefore using the data from one channel and driving the other. So for example, can I use my offline data that is pure offline, that is getting generated through offline sources, can I start using it in my digital or online marketing, right? So really, that is what offline and online marketing is about. And here is an example where we'll try and see if that's possible, right? So take the case of a customer. Let's take the case of a bank, and let's look at the debit card transactions of one of these customers of a bank, right? When you look through the debit card transactions, you can clearly see that the customer is a loyal user of Myntra, right? And maybe he's doing a lot of transactions on Myntra. And that could be a loyal transaction on Myntra, or it could be something else altogether. It could be that maybe he's doing a lot of gadget shopping. It could be anything, right? But really, it's about saying, can I use the fact that he is shopping so much on Myntra, and can I actually bring it, that pure offline data that I have about this customer, can I actually bring it online? And if I have a special offer on Myntra, can I actually display it to him when he's visiting my website, right? What you're doing here is extremely powerful. You are taking a signal that the customer has left about herself offline, and you're using that signal to give an extremely consistent and powerful experience when the customer is online, right? So that is an example of offline and online marketing. Right, let's take one more jargon. And I think the team the panel before did a fantastic job, as I said, omni-channel personalization. And I think it was Vivek who said that omni-channel is not multi-channel. It's much more beyond that, right? And I think he nailed it very accurately when he said it's about two things. It's about ensuring that you're sending one consistent message to your customer across all channels, and it's about ensuring that you have one consistent message in the first place to tell your customers, right, across channels, right? So that is omni-channel personalization. Can it be made a reality? And the answer is yes. In limited circumstances, in certain situations, there is absolutely no doubt that you can do omni-channel personalization, right? Let's take the example of, let's say, an e-commerce firm, and let's say it's got a loyal user, a registered loyal user, and based on the loyalty or the browsing behavior or the buying behavior of this customer, let's say the e-commerce company has got a very specific offer to give to their customers, right? So it is possible, therefore, to ensure that the customer gets the same exact discount or the same exact message across all channels.